All right, BBN, welcome to the right side of Kentucky sports. It is Monday, March the 2nd, and the Cats got 2 wins last week, beating South Carolina, and then completely manhandling Vandy on Saturday. Perfect timing for a 2-0 week. And surprise, surprise, things have changed again. Kentucky is now 5th in the SEC and has a chance at a double bye. The way this season was going earlier in the year, I'm just happy that we're this late in the season and we have a chance at the double bye. Kentucky is right there with a path to finish this season strong. We do have a tough week ahead of us. Road game at Texas A&M, and then back home on Saturday against Florida on Senior Day. So it's a tough road, but it is a path. I've been looking at scenarios and how high we can get and how low we can get, and I think it's a pretty wide range. So these are some important games, and me and Josh were talking a little bit before the show. This Texas A&M game tomorrow is really crucial for Kentucky to try to win because I'll just say this, looking at the schedule for tomorrow, SEC games, if we lose, a lot of those teams that are right there with us, they have winnable games. We could go from maybe 5th to 7th or 8th by tomorrow. So tomorrow's a big game. And then, Florida, of course, everybody's going to want that win, want some revenge on a really good team on senior night. But tomorrow is a big game for us. Guys, how are y'all feeling about a 2-0 week? I think it came at a perfect time. What about y'all?
100%, man. It was unexpected. I said I wanted to go 1-1. We go 2-0. Now it's time to lock in for tomorrow night, Texas A&M. I think this is the most must-win game of the year.
This one is huge tomorrow. Our path in the SEC tournament could be determined tomorrow.
Yeah.
Anthony, how you feeling about last week? Beat South Carolina, which we should have, and Vandy, who blew us out by 25 just, 2 weeks ago? We completely dominated. We did what they did to us from start to finish. We were up double digits pretty early in the game and stayed that way. Won by 14. How you feeling about it?
Feel good. I try not to get too high, too low with the team. I know a lot of people do it. I'm not even saying that's wrong. I try not to, go up and down so much. I try not to be so, if you want to call it push button or reactive, rather see a big body of work. And I kind of feel like I know who we are. We're a team, I think, that needs to shoot well. If we shoot well, we're a good team. If we don't shoot well from outside, we can be beat by a lot of teams.
This is probably the most even. Maybe Anthony's rubbing off on me. This is probably the most even kill I've been on like a Kentucky basketball season.
Dude, it's way better to be that way. It's way better to be.
It's better for your stress level, I'll tell you that.
I usually, in football as well, I take the losses, on the chest, and wear it on my face. But this year I've just kind of, all right, we got another game on Saturday. We got another game Tuesday. Let's keep grinding.
I do feel like that in football, and it's nothing to do with that I'm a bigger football fan. But I learned years ago that nobody remembers nothing but the tournament. So just tournaments that all that matters to people. And was it after that 38-0 year? Was it after a year maybe when we should have won it? We didn't. Maybe one of the Tubby years. I don't know when it happened, but at some point it clicked for me. It's like, and I try to tell my son that, like, he worries about ranking just like I did when I was a kid. I get it right.
Yeah, you got bragging rights with your friends at that age. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. So. And he's at that age. But like I tell him, I said, Rex, in college basketball, it don't matter where you are. And he said, well, and then he makes the argument with the higher seed. And I can see that argument a little bit. But, I tell him, well, if you beat that higher seed, you get their spot. I said, if you're going to make a run in March, you're going to have to be good anyways. So that's my outlook.
At one point, you're going to have to play good teams.
Yeah. That's my theory on it. So that's what I was worried about college football losing with the whole playoff thing. But you got where everybody was setting out. So, it's double-edged sword. But I was worried that because college football I felt like had such an important regular season and it made it fun. And I kind of thought college basketball's regular season had lost value, which I think it has at times. But to me, it's not now because I'm an older fan. And I put value in the regular season and how good we are. It don't, for me, got to be all about how good we do in the tournament.
It's easy to judge the team by the end of the season because that's what most people do, just naturally. But, yeah, you got to be able to look at the whole the whole season, especially with a tournament that is so random like the NCAA tournament. This is not the NBA finals where we're playing best of 5, best of 7, and the best team is going to win. Not every time, but 70%, maybe even more than that, you're getting probably the best team. This is a random tournament, so you cannot put everything into what happens at the end of the year. Problem is, for programs like us, Duke, North Carolina, Kansas, they expect to be there at the end, and everybody wants to win that last game of the year. But guess what? Only one team can do it. So, yeah. And to your point of the roller coaster ride that we're still on, I was thinking about this last night. So we're on a roller coaster ride. We have been all year, right? It's kind of been go up, come down. Right now, we just won 2 games in a row. We're on our way up. So I'm thinking last night, there's really only like 2 options, okay? Now, hear me out. Hear me out. There's really, I mean, look, we've been doing this all year. It's up, down, okay? But I got to thinking, and there's only 2 options, okay? This last week of the regular season, we continue to go up, maybe get some wins here, and then SEC tournament, we come back down, but then guess what? NCAA tournament, we start clicking back up that hill. Mm-hmm. I kind of like that option.
Yeah.
The other option would be this last week of the regular season, maybe we go ahead and shit the bed, and then we come up maybe a little bit in the SEC tournament, and then shit the bed again in the NCAA tournament. I think there's only 2 options. Which one's going to happen? Which one's going to happen?
We're going to trend up. Maybe we just give me the trend. We're still trending up. We're still trending up.
I like the first one. I like the first one. Let's keep trending up. If we're going to trend down, let's do it. I know people don't want to hear this.
We are not at the top of the Thunder run yet.
But I know people don't want to hear this. But if we're going to trend down, let's do it in the SEC tournament.
Just don't do it until at least like Friday night.
Can we ride it?
I'm with that. But let's get the train going back up in 2 weeks, please.
Can we be like we're riding the old vampire at Kentucky Kingdom and get stuck at the top?
Yeah, that thing just went back up. So hopefully we go back up at some point, because I feel like we're still due for one more comeback down. I'm just worried about when it's going to be.
Yeah,
mainly. No, so I would hope that maybe let's get a win tomorrow, and then we start trending down a little bit. Let's get it to where it's somehow, some way we get that train going back in an upwards direction for the NCAA tournament.
Quick question. I got one for y'all that plays off that. Just a fun question. If you can choose one, win the SEC tournament, but a first round exit in the NCAA tournament.
I don't like that.
I know, but I'm gonna give you the other option.
I'm on the Cal train right there. Fuck the SEC tournament.
Or either a Sweet 16 or a Final 8. I don't know. However we want to adjust the question.
Give me that.
Hey, but a first game exit in the SEC tournament.
Always give me the bigger
always give me the tournament. Yeah, always.
But you're not the champion of it. You're just either a Sweet 16 or Elite 8.
At all either. Anyway,
right. so
give me that Sweet 16 or Elite 8 run all day.
So definitely you would say Elite 8. Would you even say definitely on the Sweet 16?
Maybe this year.
Give me Sweet 16.
Not me.
The second weekend. They give us a whole other week to talk and have fun and look forward. Yep. Sweet 16, look, it is not the standard at Kentucky. Screen record this. It is not the standard at Kentucky. But if we make it to the Sweet 16 this year, I'm going to be fine.
Give us a shot on that Thursday or Friday night, another potential shot to get to the Elite 8. I'll take it.
I think I would take the Elite 8 over it. But, dude, a first-round SEC loss would be rough again. But it's just I know it's so important to us. And maybe
it is important to us. And I think sometimes it's important to the team, depending on if you need to be trending up at that moment.
Yeah.
This team, we might need to be trending down. But, look, I'm completely on the Cal boat when it comes to this. Yeah, the SEC tournament's cool. It's fun. It's fun for fans, especially the ones that go down there and make a trip every year. Kentucky fans are the best at that.
Nash Vegas, baby.
So it's cool, but the NCAA tournament is always more important to me. So I hate the fact that we haven't made it to Saturday in the SEC tournament, but honestly, it doesn't matter. I'd rather make it to the second week of the NCAA.
I'll say I'll take the Elite 8. I would take it. And, first round exit in the SEC tournament. But I will say I'm going to take the SEC tournament championship over a Sweet 16 and, instead be a first round exit at that point. The Elite Eight, no, I'm taking the tournament. But just for a Sweet 16, I don't think a Sweet 16, to me, it ain't enough. And I would take the SEC championship over it.
In certain years, I wouldn't. But this year, with the injuries we've had and the roller coaster we've been on, I'm going to
I think it's a fun question both ways. Yeah, I can see the argument.
And honestly, I would say maybe if there was one year that I would flip and say and go and lean your way, it might be a year like this, because I think an SEC championship for this team would be special.
I do. That's kind of why I said it.
I do think it would be special for this team.
Be fun too.
So maybe in a year like this, I might maybe not lean that way, but be a little bit more close to I'll take either one. But especially if we think we've got a legit shot, Final Four championship, you can take the SEC championship and shove it. For real.
I agree there, 100%.
In the March Madness tournament, where do you think the biggest gap is? I kind of think it's Sweet 16 to Elite Eight. Like the difference between being a Sweet 16 team and an Elite Eight team. I feel like when you get to Elite Eight, you've kind of elite company.
Yeah.
But I think Sweet 16 is just kind of like,
That's usually when your Cinderellas run out anyways,
Do y'all think that's the biggest gap? Like far as like.
Probably so. Cinderellas can get to the Sweet 16. They usually don't make it to the Elite Eight. So I think that's probably where it's at. Maybe it's either 16-8 or 8-4. But
usually if
16-8's right.
Usually when a Cinderella gets the Elite Eight, that's because they've bumped into other Cinderellas to get there.
Yeah, that's true.
Or they just have a stud player, we talked about a Curry or a Jimmer Fredette, or somebody that could just shoot you into that next level, I guess you could say.
Farouk Manesh, wasn't that?
Wasn't
that a guy
from Northern
that was
Iowa.
The purple? Yeah, it was the Northern.
He beat Kansas.
Farouk Manesh.
I always think then when you get, I always thought that way from Sweet 16 to Elite Eight. But then when you get to Elite Eight, you're thinking, man, if we get past this one, I get a whole nother week.
Right,
that whole other week is that means a lot. That's why I take the Sweet 16 in a year like this, because it's like, man, just to have a whole nother 4, 5, 6 days to prepare for another matchup in the NCAA tournament. That's big. We got 16 fan bases that get to do it. So.
Yeah.
So South Carolina was Tuesday.
Yes, we won 72-63.
Always pretty.
Wasn't pretty, but got the win. That's all that mattered.
Right.
To be honest, that's really all that mattered. Get that win. If we would have lost that, you probably could have wrapped up the season.
Mm-hmm.
South Carolina's damn near the worst team. Are they dead last in the SEC?
Yes.
Yeah, they're a bad team. So that would not have been a good loss for us. Luckily, the Cats went to South Carolina and got it done. And more impressively, rematch against Vandy, a team that just ran us out of their gym a couple weeks ago, not long ago. It was 3 or 4 games ago. It really hasn't been that long. And we flipped the script on them completely, dominated them from start to finish. Great. I thought it was a great team effort. I got on live after the game. Didn't dig into the box score. Really still haven't. I didn't think anybody played terrible. Maybe your boy Jasper Jasper and Noah. I think Noah got his 6 minutes with 2 rebounds and no points like he has for the past 6 weeks. I'm not trying to dog him, but hey, I didn't think I thought everybody played good besides those 2.
I think it's fair.
Yeah.
I think it's fair. It's I'll tell you this, that with that game and with the South Carolina game, I think it puts us at a good spot. South Carolina, dude, they were husky, but Vanderbilt, that was a good win. And, I probably don't value Vandy as much as you did. We talked about in the first part, but I still think they're a good team. I think they're a really good home team. But I was impressed with the boys. We talked about it, how they looked for Colin Chandler's shot. They didn't just find him, they looked for it. And I like that.
I thought they ran some plays for him. He got some good looks. He hit some good corner threes that I felt like they were looking for him to hit those shots. And, I brought it up a little bit in the first part of the show, but he's leading the SEC in 3-point shooting percentage.
I did not know that until you said that.
48.6%.
Is he really for the year?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, 48%. And he had 4 threes in the first about 8 minutes of the game, too. He was on fire. What did he end up hitting, 6?
Yeah, 6 of 8 or 6 of 9. Should have had the other one, but they called that offensive foul.
They did.
Where he kicked his foot out. That was kind of goofy.
I'll tell you this, though, and I love Colin Chandler. I like him a lot. I do. Fun to watch, just like him. But I will say I noticed this about Vandy, and I've seen it other times, but I really noticed it about Vandy. And maybe it didn't work out for them, but they seen something they liked. They were trying to do that NBA stuff where they were attacking Colin Chandler like every chance they got. They were trying to get isolations with Colin Chandler attacking him on defense. Of course, it didn't work for him because they didn't win.
And he's improved his defense. He really has. I mean, he's not the best defender by any means, but you all know that in December, I was saying he can't play. He cannot play. I don't care how good he shoots. The kid can't defend. And he has turned it around. He's had some off games in between here in the last month or so, maybe 2 or 3 that stick out where his defense struggled a little bit. But look, when you're shooting, we've said it about Noah, okay? If he could just knock down some shots, he could get some minutes.
Right.
But a player like that, you can kind of be – you can't be a complete liability on defense. But if you're knocking down shots, you can still play. Noah's not. Chandler is. And Chandler's not just knocking down shots. He's doing a lot of other stuff. Chandler's becoming a really good player. I like the progression that he's making, man. I really do.
I was off a little bit on his shooting percentage.
I was going to say 48 is pretty high. But
I said 46. 46. I said 46. Oh, I did say 48. 46.1 is what he said.
Not far. That's not too far off.
Right.
I'll say this, that if
still leading
he leads the SEC.
If Colin Chandler, I thought, really bulked up this year compared to what he was. I feel like he was a skinny kid last year. I really thought, I'm not saying he's some big, thick kid now, but he's more muscular, definitely put on some weight. If Jasper Johnson stays with the team,
I was just going to say,
I would love to see him put on the weight, because I do think that's one thing that affects him. He seems very small. I think the kid's very skilled, but I think he's very small, and I do think that affects his game.
Yeah, he definitely going to need to put on some weight, no matter if he stays at Kentucky or what. If he's going to stay a college basketball player, he's going to have to put some weight on. But he's got a lot of other stuff.
I give Jasper some credit on Saturday. He didn't hurt us Saturday. He came in there and did his job.
He did knock down a 3.
Yeah.
He's got long arms. They talk about him having long arms. When you read everything on him, they talk about him, his coming out of high school. He's got a really long wingspan. He's 6'4", but he's got a good wingspan. And everybody always talked about his naturally soft touch, which we ain't been able to see much. But, I do think he's a shooter, but he needs to put weight on and just keep working to learn the game. I'd heard a report from one of these TikTok guys here at Kentucky that he played for a team, and y'all might have heard this too, and I don't know if it's right or not, but he played for a team that his AAU team is last year he joined, just focused on skill development. They didn't work a lot on understanding the game, especially on the defensive end. And I think it shows. I think it shows. I do think the guy's a good shooter. There has been times this year where he shot really good, but he forces
it. He forces it. He does not. And I thought he did that Saturday. He didn't take a lot of bad shots. He kind of let the game come to him. Come in there, just steal some minutes, man. You're just giving somebody a break. The game will come to you. The game will slow down for you. He wants to go in there and be 100 miles an hour and try to be a hero. That's not what we need right now. We're playing too well with this core team, with the starters. He doesn't need to come in there and be a hero. He needs to come in there, manage to be a game manager, be Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts, like Anthony's favorite quarterback.
He really does.
You know what I think?
I don't know if he's got it in him, dude. I think he's a. Yeah, everybody says point guard, dude. Me, he seems like a scorer.
Yeah,
I does not seem like a point guard to me. He seems like a scorer. I don't know if he's got the mentality to hold back a little bit. I
thought he did well Saturday. I've been dogging the dude a long time, and y'all know my opinions on him. But I thought he did well Saturday. And I'll Jasper, if you and your dad are listening, I'm being nice to you on this weekend. List the bookie.
Hey, I'll say this. This is how I see it. He played in a class that's loaded. We see it all across college, but he sees all the freshmen doing good. He grew up playing against Malachi Moreno a lot, and he sees everything everybody else is doing. The kid believes in himself. He's good, dude. He's good. He's not there yet. He is not there yet. There's no doubt he's not there yet. There's some adjustments that he's got to make at that point, but I almost think, this sounds crazy. I said this to people. I almost think when he comes in and shoots like that, some people might say, well, and I thought that for a while, it's confidence, but I'm starting to wonder if that ain't the fear. Like, that's how he handles the fear, is just, just shoot it. Just shoots it.
It's almost a panic.
But you know how we always tell, about the Mount Mamba, that if he's in the game, he needs to be able to shoot. Maybe Pope's telling him that, because Jasper is known as a good shooter and he's had moments where he's been a good shooter. Maybe Pope is telling him, like, hey, I need you to stretch the floor. I need you to stretch the floor. But then Pope said, dude, you're stretching the floor too much. Yeah. Like, it'd be one thing if you're hitting him. But, right now he's cold. He's had moments in the Euro where he's been hot, but he's got work he's got to do.
I would just give him one piece of advice if I was the coach. Just don't force nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Just go play your game. Don't force nothing. I just don't know if he could do that.
I mean, us three combined have hit the same amount of threes as Trent Noah did in the month of February.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Us three
That's
combined.
Combined. We all hit 0.
Our 3 bank accounts combined probably don't match Trent Noah's. Most overplayed. I ain't gonna say it. Let's edit that out. That's mean.
You've said it before.
That's mean.
You've said it on here
because I think it's true. I think it's true.
Man, we're getting T-shirts made. First team all coal mine.
I like that. Don't give that away because you said that on the live last night, and I'm like, somebody's gonna get that shit done before we do.
That's right.
I will be editing that out because y'all ain't stealing that shit from us. No. I'm gonna beep it out. I'm gonna keep this conversation in, but I'm just gonna beep out what we said because y'all ain't stealing that shit. That's a good T-shirt right there.
No, it is. It's but no, that's how I see it. But I tell you, on the other note of the freshman, I just cannot tell y'all how ecstatic I am. And then when I read about his family and just what kind of people they are, I know they're going to stay. Like, they're just kind of people that stay, not unless the NBA comes calling. And they say that is a chance with his body and his size and stuff. I absolutely love what he can be. And I kind of love what he is now. But he's not quite to where he needs to be. It's traditionally always took big men longer to develop in college basketball. He played a lot of AAU ball, but I don't think he was one of these guys that was just ate up with AAU ball.
Malachi Marino. You never said his name.
Malachi Marino. That's the only other freshman we got.
He loves to do that shit.
I'm building up.
You building it up, all right. Building it up to where motherfuckers forgot what you was talking about. I'll say this about Malachi. I'm going to say it just like I said about Daniel Orton and Randolph Morris. Those are the two that stick out to me. There's probably maybe a couple more, but for sure those two. If Malachi Marino comes back next year, I think he has a chance. I'm not saying he will be, but I think he has a chance to be the best big man in the country.
He will be at some point. He could be next year.
He's got to have more confidence on the offensive side of the ball and maybe a little bit more stamina. We kind of talked about that early in the year, but I see it in him too. I just don't see the offensive confidence. Hopefully another year he can be better because I do see it. I honestly think he could be the best big man, not just in the SEC, in the country.
I mean, I knock him all the time because he drops the ball. I mean, he's hurt Jasper stats a couple of times. He's hitting with some nice passes. And Marino has dribbled him off his knee and his hands. But I think he needs a little bit of confidence. I thought he played well the last 2 games, but in those losses, I thought he got I don't want to say exposed, but there was just something about him that was kind of lost in those games. He still rebounded well, but on the offensive end, he just did not seem right. He wasn't aggressive.
For one, he's only taking like 4 shots a game. How are you playing 30 minutes and only taking 4 shots?
But I do think that humbleness and like the shyness, whatever you want to call it, I do think in the long run, that's a quality I like in a guy, but come out of it. Like I like that he ain't just brash. Because I think guys like that work hard. I read the story on his family and how his dad came from Columbia and, came from nothing. He got here, fell in love with his English tutor. He was a basketball player too. And, just comes from a really good family. And to me, guys like that, they're going to keep their mind straight. His dad ain't going to let him get off course. It seems like he comes from that kind of family. Comes from the where'd he come from? Like the Georgetown area right there?
I think so.
Yeah, like Great Crossings there.
Yeah, Great Crossings. That's where he went. Yeah.
That's like the Toyota area right there. But
we've seen him play. Me and Charlie, actually, now that you say that, we seen him play at Fairdale, I guess, in the King of Bluegrass, maybe 2 years, not last year, but maybe 2 years ago.
I don't think people realize how big, like he's a big dude. Like he ain't just like some guy that says he's 6. He's a 7-footer, I think.
Yeah, he's definitely 7 foot.
And he's a big guy.
With his hair, he's about 7'5".
Right.
Let me tell you something about the dude. The dude is a great. They talked about it coming out of high school, and he's lived up to it. He's a great passing big man. He had 5 assists last game. The dude is a good passer. Most big men aren't a good passer. He's a good passer for a big man.
I'll say Pope does tend to find them good passing big men. Amari Williams last year, same kind of guy.
And he had those. He had a glint. Did I text that to y'all? Or y'all texted it to me. I was like, he made those couple passes from the top of the key last week.
Marino? Oh, yeah. He looks good.
It looked like Amari Williams.
Well, I think sometimes I fight this with my son sometimes. I do feel like my son's a good passer at the level he plays at. But sometimes when you're such a good passer, you're looking for the pass more than you're looking for the shot.
Which game was it to where he had the ball on the block and he had no one on him and he immediately kicked him back out? He should have just turned around and dunked it. He just assumed there was somebody behind
That's
him.
part of the confidence thing I'm talking about. But
if you smashed him and Jasper into one human,
oh my goodness,
dude, that'd be
a hell of a ball player right there,
pick.
dude. Yeah, that'd be shit. You put them two together, you give him a little bit of Jasper's maybe speed and definitely the confidence, bro. You definitely got the best.
He's Cam Boone country.
He is Cam Boone. Better than Cam Boone.
He's got an old school game, but I've read that like they really think he can shoot, but he really wanted to come in and just work on his back to the basket game. Dude, he plays so old school. If he gets you, he's trying to take you back to the basket, back you down.
Look at this guy on TV.
I think the guy can be so good.
Goofball.
He looks like a Muppet.
He looks like something.
He looks like Beaker from the Muppets.
He definitely looked like some kind of character. I don't know who that guy was.
Chris Farley or something.
I hope the money is one that helps Moreno stay in college, because I could see in yesteryears Moreno leaving for the pros, because I'm telling you, look, with his body, with how big he is and his athleticism at that big, you just don't see a lot of that, dude. Like the NBA, NFL, they'll draft off potential. They have no problem with it. They'll throw him in the G League and kind of like they did with Reece Shepard a little bit, bring him up. If they could get that guy, but maybe that NIL money. I have no problem with paying him a nice little amount of NIL money for next year. So I hope that NIL money will keep him in college if that becomes an opportunity. But at the end of the day, he's got to do whatever's best for him.
All right, on to this week. We got 2 tough games. First one tomorrow night, Tuesday, at Texas A&M. Texas A&M's on a little bit of a slide. They have dropped I don't have the standings in front of me, but they're at least 1, maybe 2 games behind us in the standings.
They're 1 game. They're 9-7 in the SEC. We're 10-6.
I know they just lost to Texas.
So 1 game behind, meaning that's if we lose, they're jumping ahead of us because they'll have the tiebreaker. So that's 1 team. And I kind of looked at some of these schedules, remaining SEC schedules, because I was trying to figure out exactly what Kentucky needed. Well, to figure it all out, it's a damn shit show because there's a lot of different scenarios. The best thing I came up with was obviously just win out. If we win out, and I think Missouri drops a game, we could be the 4 seed. We could be the 4 seed and get a double bye. Missouri has a winnable but also losable game, I think, tomorrow again at Oklahoma, right? And then they play at Arkansas. The Oklahoma game might be at home. I'm not sure. I want to say that it's at Oklahoma, but I know on Saturday they play at Arkansas. So we just need them to drop 1 if we can win out, which is not going to be an easy task.
It's at Oklahoma.
Yeah. So they close out with 2 road games. So it could go either way, but I think the main thing for us is really just getting that win tomorrow, because if you look at the SEC schedule for tomorrow, a lot of the teams that are tied with us, Tennessee, Vandy, Texas A&M, who's 1 game back, I shouldn't include Texas A&M, but Texas, Vandy, Tennessee, they have winnable games. Not Texas, I'm sorry. Tennessee, Vandy, and there's 1 more. We talked about this. There's 3 teams that will pass us basically if we lose. So we're going to drop from 5 to 8 if we lose. Texas, Vandy, and Texas A&M. Tennessee, Vandy, and Texas A&M would be the 3 that would jump us immediately tomorrow. So we go from the 5 to the 8. I think tomorrow's game might actually end up determining where our seeding is. I know Friday's still going to matter, but I think tomorrow's big mainly because the other teams that are grouped in there with us, they all have winnable games. Josh, you looking at it?
Yeah.
Tennessee
and Vandy play each other Saturday.
No, but I'm talking about tomorrow.
Oh.
Tomorrow on Tuesday. Tennessee's got a winnable game. Vandy's got a winnable game. And when I say winnable, I think most likely winnable. They don't have hard matchups. Now, Tennessee and Vandy do play each other on Saturday. But I'm just talking before we even get to Saturday, what we're going to be looking like on Wednesday.
So Tennessee plays South Carolina, the worst team.
So Tennessee's looking at a win tomorrow.
We need Alabama's playing Georgia, and we need Georgia to lose, because if we was to lose both and Georgia was to win both, we could end up the 9 seed.
We could end up the 9 seed. which would have us playing on Wednesday.
The first game.
And I believe, and somebody can correct me, but I think the only way that would happen is if we lost both games. Georgia would have to win out, and I think Texas would have to win out too for us to get the 9 seed. So I do think that's still in play. I don't think that's going to happen. But Tennessee, they play South Carolina. Who's Vandy play tomorrow? Somebody weak. Ole Miss.
Ole Miss.
Oh, they got Ole Miss. So they're both looking at wins, and then Texas A&M would have the win over us. So big drop in the SEC standings just by a loss tomorrow, I think. So big. I think it's much bigger than the Florida game.
Definitely be tuning in. I thought it said 6:30. Oh, Alabama and Georgia play before us tomorrow at 6:30, but they're on a different channel.
So yeah,
and then Missouri and Oklahoma's playing at the same time. So a lot of channel surfing tomorrow.
And we cannot catch Alabama, so we don't care if Alabama wins. We actually need Alabama to win that game. The only other crazy scenario that I will say is up in the air is if we win out and Arkansas loses out, and maybe I guess Missouri would have to lose one game.
Yep.
We could end up the 3 seed. So there is a wild path to the 3 seed if Arkansas could lose out. They have. We just said it. They got on.
They play Georgia tomorrow.
Yeah, they play Georgia, and then
Saturday.
I just said it too. It was one of
Saturday. They have Missouri.
So, Missouri. That's right. Because we need. So here's what I'll say: if we win tomorrow, if we win on Wednesday, because Arkansas doesn't play tomorrow, they play on Wednesday. If we win, we need to cheer for Arkansas to lose because there'll still be a path for the 3 seed. If we happen to lose tomorrow, we need Arkansas to win. Because who they got? Georgia.
Yeah.
And we do not want Georgia to win out and us lose out. So we do not want to play on Wednesday.
For me, I just never get into it. I know y'all do, and I listen. I don't. Like, to me, stay away from Florida. Like until the championship game.
No, but you don't want to play on Wednesday.
Yeah.
No,
let's play.
No, you do not want to play on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Teams don't win I don't know if a team's ever won the SEC
I'm not
tournament
saying that I want to
Wednesday.
play, but like I guess I feel like whatever's going to happen happens.
Well, of course, whatever's going to happen happens, but we can still sit here and talk about scenarios.
I get it. No doubt.
What I don't want is to play on Wednesday for sure.
It's
and then we've talked, if you end up the 8 seed, you kind of play into you'd be playing Florida on like Friday.
I just want to
play Florida on Friday.
I just don't want to see, like, I would love if you told me one thing. I would love to not see Florida until the championship because I'm not scared of nobody else.
Well, don't get the 8 seed. Don't get the 9 seed.
We need we would need to be the 6, 7, or the 3.
Okay, that's that's what I would.
There
want.
You go. 3, 6, or 7.
Yeah, but that I think honestly, the 5 seed is the best spot unless you're the 4, because if you're the 5 seed, I mean, if this is the way the bracket stayed, you have an easy. You're playing Florida on Saturday.
Yeah, not until Saturday.
But if you're at the bottom of the bracket, you're going to be fighting through Tennessee. This is if it was the standings stay the same as they are. If we're at the bottom of the bracket, we got to fight through Tennessee, Arkansas, Alabama, and then play Florida in the championship. If ever all seeds win out.
I'll say the way it's set up right this second, I would take that right now.
Oh, me too.
Even though we are the 5 and would not get the double bye. The 4 would be Missouri. Who would we be playing in the first round? The winner of
Ole Miss and Oklahoma.
Oh, we play the Ole Miss and Oklahoma on Thursday, and on Friday we would play Missouri.
We'll have a huge fan base there on that Friday game, including us. Missouri versus Kentucky, and then Saturday we're in there playing Florida to go to the championship.
That would be
ideal.
I would take
I would
that.
love that.
But I do not think that's gonna stand. I think these are going to jump around quite a bit. I really do. I think there's a handful of games that we really don't know what's going to happen, especially Missouri. I mean, Missouri is at Oklahoma tomorrow. That they could win and they could lose that game. So, and then of course Kentucky and Texas A&M. So, lots up in the air tomorrow, guys. Make sure we're watching the SEC tomorrow because if you can decipher all the shit that we just said, we just told you.
We don't even know. We don't even know what we just said.
We think we told you who to cheer for. Just cheer for Kentucky. We need to win, and we need to win, and we need Missouri to lose. To keep it real simple, that's really what we want is to win and hope that Missouri maybe drops that game tomorrow at Oklahoma, and on Wednesday we'd be sitting at the 4 seed. So
I think the key. And I said this the other night. We win tomorrow, and then Saturday we're kind of playing with house money. We can play loose. We've already kind of knocked out playing on Wednesday. All right, if we win tomorrow, we're not playing Wednesday. We're going to be playing Thursday. Win tomorrow, I think we can play loose on Saturday, and that gives us our best chance to take down Florida. That's my dream scenario, which, I mean, of course, we want to win, but I think we can play a little looser, not as tight. Won't be as much pressure to win on that Saturday, but lock up tomorrow night and then survive in advance and against Florida, and let's go.
I think a win tomorrow might make it where if we lose to Florida, we might only drop to maybe like the 5 or the 6.
Right.
So I just think tomorrow is the game.
Huge.
It's let me ask y'all this with the fan base. We asked the question, we answered our question earlier about what would they take, the Sweet 16 or Elite 8 or the SEC championship versus a first round exit in the tournament. What do you think if you pulled the fan base and just the highest percentage of fans, what do you think they would take?
I think we'd have to almost do a poll. I think it's close.
I'm going to do that. I'm going to make a TikTok and see what they say.
I think it would be close. I kind of feel like maybe some people would maybe
it could go either
feel
way.
Like me. Like I feel like any other year I would be like tournament all day. But the more and more I think about it, man, if this team could make a run and win the SEC tournament, now I would not want a first round exit in the NCAA. But man, if we could win the SEC and then win our first round and then maybe dip out in the second round, I'm not saying I'd be happy, but I do think an SEC championship with this team would be super special.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do too. And I just think it's needed.
I don't know what the fans would say, dude.
Yeah, I don't know. Dude, I think it's 50-50.
Yeah, I think it's close.
For me, I'll take SEC over the Sweet 16 because I just don't think the Sweet 16 is that special. It's good. It's good. It's good. That's what it is. It's not special, but it's good. To me, the Elite 8 does kind of get you to that next group.
So you put out a video on TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
Josh, you put out a poll on I don't know what you want to hit, Facebook or TikTok or Twitter.
I'll do Twitter.
I haven't been getting engagement on Twitter.
Dude, it's crazy.
Twitch, right? They tell me Twitch. Kids tell me you got to be on Twitch.
The guy who I don't like on ESPN radio, he brought this up. He's got a lot of followers, a Louisville guy. And he said he gets his least amount of interaction on Twitter.
That's kind of wild. I'm not getting any on Instagram either.
People just they want to scroll. I'll do Facebook. I'll do it on Facebook.
We'll hit all of them. We're gonna put up. We'll put up a poll on every single one we're on, and that way we'll get the widest. The most.
And we'll have to sit down and text about it just so we can word it the exact same.
I like it because I would like to know. I think that's a good question, and I don't know, man. It's just this team.
The SEC tournament run would be fun.
Yeah,
but then to turn around and lose on Thursday.
It's a hard one.
I don't want that.
It's hard.
I do not. I almost can't say it because I do not want to.
Talk about going up and then down.
Yeah,
that's our season, though, right?
We just went from Kentucky Kingdom to like Cedar Point.
Shit. If we end up running through the SEC, beating like Florida and then Alabama to win the title, and then we lose to fucking
St. Louis
in the first round.
That sounds about like something that would happen to any team, not just Kentucky, but to any team.
It definitely sounds like us this year.
Yeah. You're riding high, you're probably feeling good about yourself, and then you get smacked in the face.
Yeah, I don't know.
What's the highest seed we could get if we won the tournament? What's the highest seed we could get?
Tournament?
Yeah. Well, what's the highest seed? For the NCAA tournament, if we won the. I know it better. What happens these last 2 games?
Yeah, let's add in that we win the last 2 games and we win the SEC tournament.
Think we end up at 6?
Dude, no. I think we'd be like a 4.
Really?
If we beat A&M and Florida and won the SEC tournament,
that may be.
Dude, we're already a 6.
I don't keep up with that part.
Impressive.
I don't keep up with that part. It's just not something that interests me a lot. But I kind of feel like you, Charlie. But I don't know. I don't keep up with the to make an educated guess. But I would like to think like a 4.
I would too, man. If that would be two big wins to end the season, and then running through the tournament, we're going to have to face a couple of those teams again. Probably a Florida and Alabama, maybe an Arkansas or something. Tennessee,
don't they say?
Dude, we'd have to be a 4. I think you slip into a 4 seed. You end up we have to play in Indianapolis. Mm-hmm. No, is the Final Four in Indianapolis this year?
I think it is. Yeah.
Don't they say like Sunday games don't matter unless you're like playing to get in the tournament or something like that?
There's been a debate about that. There was a big Twitter fight. Who was it? Your boy Rutherford and
Matt Jones, and Matt
Jones.
I don't know.
It was one other guy. and they were going at
I
it.
like Rutherford.
They were arguing about that.
I don't even know him.
I mean, I listen to the show.
No, he's good. He's good.
No, he's cool.
Shout out Mike Rutherford. We ain't no haters.
He knows.
I
used to text the show all the time.
I just like
when he was on ESPN. He don't read the text anymore. Or no, they didn't have a text line, so I tweeted the show, and he would always read my tweets. And but once he got on the text line, he didn't know it was me anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like when he was on ESPN, he's like, "There's my man Josh Onan." He goes, "He is my favorite UK fan." He said that on the show before.
He's pretty good. I like what he does. I don't listen to him a ton anymore, but
I got a
I have not listened to talk radio. Literally, barely. I used to listen to it every single day. I don't even listen to it anymore.
Dude, I got a funny story about Mike Rutherford, and then we can go. But I used to like tweet him all the time, and like we would just like tweet back and forth. We was up one night watching like Wichita State, and I'm just tweeting back and forth with Mike Rutherford. We were just talking about the game. I don't know if we was the only two people up, but he was just replying. I'd send something back. I mean, me and him have talked about like St. Denis Menaces because he played at like St. Albert or somewhere. You know, he's a little younger than I am. But Gary Murray's brother Tony, he tweets me one Saturday morning. He's like, "Dude, you're sitting here talking about Catholic school basketball with Mike Rutherford." He goes, and I'm sitting here asking him about injury reports, and he never responds to me. Dude, no joke. Like the next day was Tony's birthday. So I was like, "Hey, Mike, can you give a shout out to my man Tony on his birthday?" He goes, "Yeah, happy birthday, Tony." And then Tony asked him about an injured player. Never responds.
You know,
and he's a Louisville fan.
And he's a diehard Louisville fan.
He probably gets tired of it, old dude. Like when you do something all the time, like he gets that all the time, and you gave him something like, you know, something that you blast
cool
from the
UK
past.
fan.
Yeah.
You gave him a
was
cool UK fan that wants to talk about St. Denis.
It was so funny, dude. How Tony was like, I said, "Can you give my?" And Tony didn't even ask for it. I said, "Hey, man, big UFL fan, Tony, can you give my happy birthday?" And then he asked about an injured player, and he don't answer. Oh, so this is classic.
Well, Mike Rutherford, give Blitz the Bookie a shout out too.
Yeah, he's on there every day from 2:30 to 5:30.
Hook us up with a little advertisement spot or something.
I'll get
half off, 50% off.
I'll get at him.
All right, well, guys, y'all got anything else? I mean, we've ranted. I don't know. Did we touch on everything? I mean, let's beat Texas A&M. We kind of skipped over the Florida game, but I think it's what you said, Josh. Let's get this win tomorrow. The win tomorrow is what we need. I think if we lose tomorrow, the seeding for the SEC is going to be, we're just going to have to take what we get. Yeah. So tomorrow's the day. Let's get it done, man. I mean, Florida, we'll see what happens. If we get to Texas A&M, you know, that's the Florida game will be a bonus. And it's senior night.
I'll be there.
Aberdeen and OA. Josh is going. So hopefully the guys will be hyped up and looking for a little bounce back win after Florida beat us, when I know they controlled the game, but we all saw, I know us three at least saw it. Dude. We gave ourselves a little bit of a chance there late in the game, cutting it to 4 or 5. I know people say, "Oh, they led the whole game." I don't care. They did lead the whole game.
I don't feel like they controlled it. I feel like we were right there. Like they couldn't let up, because I feel like we were right there fighting them tooth and nail. Like it's quick football news. We made a trade. CJ Baxter from Texas for Mark Stoops.
Mark Stoops, special assistant to Steve Sarkisian. If you've listened to Blitz the Bookie, you know at least us two we're Mark Stoops supporters. The Louisville fan over here, I'm not sure how he really feels about it. Never heard of him. Hey, good for Mark Stoops, for real.
Yeah, I'm happy for him. He'll do great. He can do great there.
Good for Mark Stoops.
They spend money there. We're spending money at Kentucky too this year, baby. I made a TikTok on the way here tonight about Mark Stoops, and I was just looking some pictures of Mark Stoops. Son, they caught him. He has a beer in his hand, smoking a cigarette at some like.
I've seen that. I've seen that picture. He's at like
2 Keys or something.
Yeah, no,
how do you not love that shit?
The hitching post. He's at the fucking hitching post.
How do you not love that? That dude. I mean, here he is. The coach of Kentucky football. He already gets rid as a beat like any other regular guy when he gets mad. And here this guy is. He's out at a bar, smoking a cigarette, having a drink. Looks like he probably got the drink for like $4 because he's at some hitching post, like y'all say. I don't even know what the back bar. That was a great picture. Like I think it says a lot about who Mark is.
Yeah, good for Mark Stoops. Happy for him. And real quick on the football tip, Blitz the Bookie might have something coming up on the Kentucky football side. So be watching out for that. And quick little thing that I heard today on the radio. We talked about the short arms. Who was it? Will Anderson?
Campbell.
Will Campbell?
Yep. LSU.
So now they're saying your boy Bain from Miami, his draft stock is dropping. They say he's got the shortest arms.
I've heard it.
I hate that because I really like that guy, but the combine's been going on, and I've heard it from a couple different places that Ruben Bain's draft stock is dropping because not only does he have short arms, like the shortest arms they've ever seen or something. So I don't know.
Well,
I hate it for him because he's a menace out there.
I'd read
he could go up against Will.
What a battle.
Whoever.
Just a battle.
Anderson. What is it? Will Anderson?
Campbell from LSU.
He's an Alabama guy. Yeah, just battle him.
I'd heard before the season. I heard before the season that he about Bain. So let's
about the arms.
Yeah, I'd heard it.
I had never heard.
Yeah,
that.
I'd read it like in one of those magazines. But so let's keep in mind we probably didn't get him back. The only reason we got him back in college football is probably because he had short arms. Because he was already supposed to have a good year. I don't think he's supposed to have a good year as what he's had, but he was definitely a top player coming back this year. And if he had long arms, I would say his draft stock probably would have been crazy high. That's just my guess.
Sucks to come in right after all the heat that your boy has just got for being the short arm offensive lineman that can't block for fucking the Super Bowl team. So just bad timing for Ruben Bain.
Oh, yeah.
Hate that for him and his T-Rex arms.
Getting there and proving wrong.
Trav probably loves that guy.
His favorite player. He's going to get a jersey. That way the sleeves will fit.
We got you, Trav. Hey, we got you. If Blitz the Bookie doesn't get you, just hit up Chad Masden. He'll probably get you one. Yeah. All right, guys, y'all got anything else?
That's it, fellas.
Hey, cheer on the Cats tomorrow, guys. It's always go Big Blue. The Cats need a win tomorrow. I'm pumped, dude. Biggest game of the year. The Cats are getting a win. Matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and say it. We don't have to make score predictions. The Cats are going 2-0 this week. We're finishing on a big-time run to finish the season. That was an extra long one there.
Extra growl.
And after those two big wins, we're going to take the SEC tournament easy so we can crank it back up for the NCAA tournament. Let's do it, guys. Hey, keep listening. Appreciate everybody. Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. I think that's all of them. Keep supporting. Hit the follow button. Hit the subscribe button. We'll catch y'all next week. Blitz the Bookie.
See y'all.
Charlie got the mic, he's dropping facts all day. Anthony's like, nah, I got the better parlay. Argue about the spread, it's a fierce debate. But when it comes to Wildcats, they align their fate. Blitz the Bookies where the knowledge reigns. Charlie and Anthony bring the heat like flames. Talking parlays, breaking down the games. Kentucky Wildcats, they beat the same drums. Hustle deals on the line. Charlie Stats, he's gonna make you shine. Anthony's heart where the numbers combine. Put your cash down, ride the incline. Blitz the Bookies where the knowledge reigns. Charlie and Anthony bring the heat like flames. Talking parlays, breaking down the games. Kentucky Wildcats, they beat the same drums. From the tip off to the final play, they grind. Mike's on fire, bets on their minds. Arguing odds till the last rewind. Blue and white, it's a bond you'll find. The Bookies where the knowledge reigns. Charlie and Anthony bring the heat like flames. Talking parlays, breaking down the games. Kentucky Wildcats, they beat the same drums. Final play, they grind. Mike's on fire, bets on their minds. Arguing odds till the last rewind. Blue and white, it's a bond you'll find. Bond you'll find. Blitz the Bookies where the knowledge reigns. Charlie and Anthony bring the heat like flames. Talking parlays, breaking down the games. Kentucky Wildcats, they beat the same drums. Yeah.